Is astrology a guide to aid us in mastering the universe? This is the Cosmic Community Podcast with Galactic Ambassador Stacey Dredd. This report is for February 13th through the 19th, and we indeed have a big week in the astrology. We've got some big shifts of focus. We have the cosmic lovers in the spotlight here, the week of Valentine's Day. And we also have the sun moving into a new sign, which shifts the season. And so the end of this week is going to feel a lot different than the beginning of this week. And the energy is very forward moving right now. We have all of the traditional planets all stationed and moving in a direct fashion. That just means that all of the energy is moving forward. And so it feels very active. It feels busy. We are just really taking care of a lot of things and diving into new material, working with, things we've been wanting to do for a while. When we're in slower moving periods, we tend to do more of the planning. And then in the, fast moving periods like we're in right now, we take more of the action and the steps forward to complete our goals or to reach new levels. And so, yes, we have also this week a lot of Pluto interaction. Pluto is at the very first degrees of Aquarius and has just actually moved from Capricorn into Aquarius, shifting the focus there. The transformation of the planet of Pluto is definitely the most notable and significant energy that we are working with right now. We have a lot of planets in Aquarius, and this is also the week where we have two more planets moving into Aquarius. And so all of the energy is very focused on Aquarius energy, which is individuality. This is awakening. This is enlightenment. This is groups. This is humanitarianism, groups of people coming together to serve the whole. This is people finding their tribe. Aquarius is also the sign of the future and of innovation and technology. And so we can see and develop and be coming up with ideas around how to be innovative in our own lives. Actually, inventions are ruled by Aquarius. And so new ideas, new ways of working with our lives and the things that are going on around us and the goals that we are working on. And so Aquarius is all being affected by Pluto. So there's a big transformation going on right now. And Pluto is the planet of darkness. It's the one that's way far out there. And it's like, very cold and in the shadows. And so a lot of those Pluto themes can be the cold, shadowy themes, like things that we don't really want to think about or deal with. Sort of the skeletons in the closet, if you will, are really a Pluto theme. And so this week, we have both the planet of Mars and Venus, the cosmic lovers. They are at the very last degrees of Capricorn and are going to be joining this Aquarius party. But in order to do so, they both need to pass through this Pluto threshold. I love that the cosmic lovers are in play during this Valentine's week. That just is a big testament to the way that the universe works. And so Capricorn energy is very grounded and earthy. And as these two planets, Mars and Venus, the cosmic lovers, move out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, they become enlightened. They move into an air sign. And so they become more mental, more into ideas. And as I was saying, those innovative technologies, the future, making plans for the future, hopes and dreams all live within Aquarius themes also. So Capricorn, a very grounded earth energy. Mars and Venus have both been working there. They've been developing the groundwork, working on constructing the skeletal system there in Capricorn, also associated with career development and just being ambitious about the things that we are going for in life. And so Mars, the masculine energy, moves into Aquarius on February 13th, makes that conjunction with Pluto right away. So early this week, the masculine energy is going through this dark, deep transformation in regards to Pluto and these more taboo themes in our life, these more shadow themes. This is also Mars and Pluto are known as the malevolence. They are indeed the toughest energies to work with. And so when they come together, there can be quite the events that take place. And these events are not always what we like because they are involving Pluto, those deep, dark themes, and Mars, which is a very forward-moving energy. Mars makes things happen without taking into consideration anything. Mars is the energy of shooting first and asking questions later. And so these two planets coming together cause discomfort. They cause shadowy themes to come up. This can also be violence. Things can be quite violent when these two planets come together. Wars, arguments, aggravation. Mars is like the very impatient and irritable and gets triggered really quickly, So this is happening right now. All week, we're going to be feeling this. And so if you've noticed people around you being testy, people having, just being over the top with their mood or being super argumentative or even violent, that there is a big connection with that. And what's taking place right now with this conjunction between the planet of Pluto and the planet of Mars. And this is something that happens every year. Mars and Pluto come together, all the planets, as they move around the zodiac, they do this. So Mars actually takes 2.5 years to get around the zodiac. So every 2.5 years, Mars makes this conjunction with Pluto. And then Venus is going to come up from behind. She is just 3 to 4 degrees behind Mars right now. And on Friday, February 16th, depending on your time zone, that might be on a different day, she is going to be the feminine energy of the cosmic lovers is going to join the Aquarius party. And she is going to have to walk through the Pluto gate in order to get there and join up with her cosmic lover in Aquarius. And so this forced transformation, it's kind of, I hate to say it, but it's kind of nice that not just Mars or Venus are going through some type of transformation alone, that within relationships, we are going through a transformation. We are in the midst of something that is going to make our relationship look different from where it came. And we don't quite know where it's going yet. We're in this mushy in-between space. It's like a gelatinous form that when the caterpillar goes into their cocoon, that there is a time during their transformation when they no longer are the caterpillar, and they absolutely have not become the butterfly yet. They are in a gelatinous form on their way in between those two. And our relationships and the cosmic lovers are in this gelatinous form as we speak. These transformations are, in the end, meant to happen. Pluto does bring on forced transformations, and Mars is not the one that's going to be shy about it. We're going to jump in here, and there's going to be a very significant thing. And this could be, depending on where it is in your birth chart, going to be affecting you in different areas of your life. So if you go to your natal birth chart, you want to see, okay, great, Stacy Dredd, you just said all of that. Now, how is this going to affect me personally? Well, you can get access to your own astrological birth chart. When you were born, the planets were in the alignment that represents you as a human being and can tell you a lot about the circumstances under which you were born that are then going to have an impact and make an imprint on your personality and the way that these different planets, interact. When I bring these reports with you, are going to change based on your birth chart. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to astro-seek.com. I'm no way affiliated with them, but it's a very easy, free website to work with. And you can get a free birth chart there. Then you would go to 0 to 1 degrees of Aquarius, where Pluto is hanging out, where these cosmic lovers are making their transformations, where Mars, the masculine energy, is coming through on February 13th, Venus, the feminine planet, coming through on the 16th of February, 0 to 1 degrees of Aquarius. Where is this in your birth chart? Is that a point that is significant for you? Is there a planet there? Do you have your ascendant there, your rising sign, or your moon? Otherwise, are you, which house is that? Does that represent? That'll tell you in which area of your life this transformation is going to be most likely sort of affecting you and taking place. So that's a really interesting way to look at that. Astrology is a very, very old science, theory, belief system, what you will. I'm not sure exactly what to even call it. It's a very, it's built into our history and into our bones. And this astrology has been studied by our ancestors and by very powerful people in the past for a long, long time. And there's been patterns that have been associated with the movements of these planets and their interactions with each other. And it's just as proven of a theory, the astrologers believe, as a lot of science is. You can actually see the parallels in your life when you really start to open up your heart and your mind, to what's really going on around you and how you can consciously work with that. And so that's why I feel like astrology really is good in my life, because just like I would go onto the weather channel and look and see what the weather's going to be for the day. Okay, it's going to be snowing. I need my snow jacket. Oh, it's going to be hot. I need to make sure I don't have a ton of layers on, that we get prepared for that weather, that as we study the astrology, we can actually see the astrological weather coming up and go, oh, okay, that's what's going on. And now that I see those things going on around me, I can consciously work with those and know that everybody that we come into contact with, whether they engage with the astrology or not, everybody is being affected by these energy flows, right? So, relationships in the midst of something big right now. And so take it slow, take it easy. Pluto, Mars, already forced things to happen, right? And so now we need to just kind of slow down and choose how we are going to move forward here. And sometimes inaction is just as good as action, because sometimes space is also needed when it comes to, like some tough things that have come up, some shift in focus, some shift in the energy. And this is going to only be propelled further later into the weekend, as the sun is going to be ingressing, moving into the sign of Pisces. And we're going to be shifting out of the official Aquarius season with the sun moving out of Aquarius into the next sign. Even though we are going to have a ton of that Aquarius energy, we're still going to have a stellium in Aquarius, which is 3 or more planets in a sign. So that energy is still going to be very big. And Pisces is another big energy right now, as we have the planet of Saturn, the planet of our responsibilities and our boundaries and rule structures. And Saturn is like more of the serious things in life and is a slower moving energy. This is also the planet that rules all things of the past. When we come into contact with Saturn, things from the past can come up. There can be things that we don't expect, even, as Pisces is a representation of the big ocean of which our collective unconscious exists. All of that space out there that we know, that we connect in, but it's very mysterious. Pisces rules that. Pisces rules mysticism. And Pisces also rules spirituality. So Saturn, this planet of our responsibilities in the past and sort of more serious things, are in the midst of going through this mystical, spiritual experience. And all of our responsibilities in our life are getting deeply, deeply rooted in us, as Pisces is all of those really deeply rooted things. And when the sun comes into Pisces, is going to make contact with this Saturn, and we could have reminders of things. We could even get phone calls or messages from people like way in our past that we totally forgot about or never thought we'd hear from again. Or we could all of a sudden have a desire to get a hold of somebody from a long time ago, because it's all of a sudden really important and in our focus. Wherever the sun is, that's really where our main focus lies, our daily focus. And so as all these planets are going to be then moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces, they're going to be coming into contact with this Saturn, and they're kind of moving through another threshold. See, as every planet moved into Aquarius, they moved through this Pluto threshold. And now as they come into Pisces, they move through the Saturn threshold and get little hints and clues into how we can take a little bit more responsibility, how we can create a little bit healthier boundaries around things. Aquarius is a big open sign. This is like big open thinking, lots of ideas all over the place. And it's because of the innovative nature of the the air signs, but especially Aquarius being that future oriented thinker. And then, we kind of get a little bit of that responsibility, that, creating more of those boundary structures when we enter Pisces and we have this Saturn interaction. So everything, happens in this way, because as we move from sign to sign, we build on top of that and we finish out the themes from the previous sign and then move into the next sign, work on the themes in that sign, and then move to the next sign. And so as we moved out of Capricorn, we had the bony structures. We built those skeletal systems. We worked on the groundwork. We move into Aquarius. We start dreaming big again. We come up with lots of ideas. We have tons of innovation and come up with bunches of new ideas. And then we move into Pisces and we get even a little more mystical about that and start piecing things together in such a way, Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac, that we can bring those things to closure and then enter into Aries again, starting fresh with the first sign of the zodiac. So, spiritual warriors exist here in Pisces. This is also an extremely empathetic energy. So as we move later into the weekend, February 18th and beyond, we're going to start diving into more of our emotions. We're going to feel definitely like we need to sort of get away from the noise. Some of that Pisces energy can be very private, and we could be needing to come into a more secure place, before going to that Aries energy and really feeling like we're going to start some new things again. So we kind of we went over a lot, but just knowing that we are in the midst of big transformations. Pluto's having a big effect on Aquarius season. So all of my Aquarius folks out there, hang in there. This is a good one for you, and everyone, as these types of transformations need to take place, and so that we can reach these new thresholds and get to new areas in our life and work with some of these new themes and let our lives progress. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you were able to glean something out of there for your highest good. And I will be back soon. And I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day and entrance into Pisces season, and take really good care. Peace. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Community Podcast. More can be found at kpov.org/thecosmiccommunity.